Welcome to session 7 of using Office 365 groups for CIS 3900 final project collaboration. As I noted, this is session 7. There are 6 previous sessions that go through introducing Office 365 groups and how they relate to project collaboration on projects like the final project in CIS 3900. We talk about creating the groups, managing members of the groups, using email, calendaring, and notebooks and things like that to share and collaborate and work together as a virtual team, regardless of space, time, device, all of that sort of thing. And this is session 7 then begins the discussion around the group OneDrive that comes with Office 365 groups. So like there's so similar to the way that when you create a group for a project, it automatically comes with an email, shared email box, a shared calendar, a shared notebook, that sort of thing. It also comes with a shared OneDrive. And so this session is going to introduce that. This is the first part of a five-part continuing series around the group OneDrive, because this is a big feature of Office 365 groups and Office 365 itself, and it's one of the things that enables the rest of the sort of things in Office 365 to work, and allows you to share files with one another, which at the end of the day, the files and the contents that they contain are really what the project an information-centric project like the final project for CIS 3900. The files are really, and the content that they contain are really the meat of the project. They're the deliverable of the project. And so that's why we're going to spend quite a bit of time talking about that. So for introduction, the group feature of Northwestern's Office 365 service that they offer all their students and faculty and what have you, offers a cloud-based file system to store, share, and manage project files. This is similar to the standard OneDrive from Microsoft that you might be familiar with, although it's different because it's a part of an organization's Office 365 service. So it is, the underlying architecture is different. How it functions is similar, but the underlying architecture is different from the standard Microsoft OneDrive. And other similar products that you might have used are Dropbox or Google Drive or Box.com or Citrix File Share. There's a ton of those things out there. Again, the nice thing about the OneDrive for business, or the nice thing about the OneDrive built into here, is that it's a group OneDrive. It doesn't belong to a person. It belongs to the group as a whole, or the project team as a whole. So you don't have to worry about setting up a personal Dropbox and then creating a folder inside that and then inviting other people to the folder. It is shared for the group. The group owns it. A person doesn't own it. Since the group owns it, then the group can store and share project files, that sort of thing. So the goal of this session is to learn how to access and use the group OneDrive to store files, access files, share project files, that sort of thing. So what is Microsoft OneDrive for Business? So OneDrive for Business is a cloud-based file system that's part of Office 365. So I mentioned OneDrive, Dropbox, and these others. So it's, again, similar to that, but it's a bit different. And so it's called OneDrive for Business. In this case, the business is an educational organization, not necessarily a business, Northwestern, but the concept still applies, and so the name still applies as well. Microsoft doesn't have a OneDrive for education. It's OneDrive for business, and here the business is the educational institution. While it's similar to Dropbox or Microsoft's consumer-based OneDrive or Google Drive or whatever, it's different in that it integrates within organizations like Northwestern's Office 365 service, allowing the use of the organizational security, sharing, and more. In other words, when you access a Dropbox, you have to go create a user ID and a password. And anybody that you invite has to have a Dropbox user ID and password, and you use all of that to control who has access to what. One of the big differentiators with OneDrive for Business is it's integrated with the users that are already part of the Office 365 service. So in NSU's case, the students, the faculty, and so on. So with OneDrive for Business, students can store files, share them with other students, and work on them in conjunction with with each other. So every student has their own OneDrive. You may not know that, but you do, and it's provided as a part of the service. So let's introduce that really quickly. So what you're going to see here is my Office 365 web portal interface. So we introduced this in session 1, showed how to log into it and all that sort of thing. So when you log on to the group, you're going to, the default is to go to your inbox, right? So here's my inbox for my user ID, RNALE0519041952 at nsula.edu. This is my inbox, right? And so this is the default landing page when you log into the Office 365 service from NSU. And, from here you can do things like, send emails, read emails, all sorts of things. And including, upload a picture, so this is just the standard Office 365 service that you get from NSU. Again, we introduced this in session 1. So if you click this little, what's sort of colloquially referred to as a waffle, because it kind of looks like a square waffle, but it's the app launcher. There is a menu item in here called OneDrive. And so when I click on that, it's going to take me to my personal OneDrive, right? So the OneDrive that's provided to me as a part of my service that NSU is providing me, right? So here, this is my personal one. So so that's how you get to it. So if you didn't know you had access to a OneDrive, you do. So there it is. And you can put your files there, you can share them with your professor, you can share them with teammates, you can sync them down to your PC. So I have a desktop computer, I have a tablet, Microsoft Surface tablet computer, I have an iPhone, I have, I used to have a Windows phone. Upstairs we have another computer at my home, and so if I want all my files to be in all those places, I can sync them and access to them from my NSU OneDrive here down to my computer and all of my computers. And if I change the file on one computer, it's on the other. Similar again to Dropbox. Again, the difference is it's integrated with Office 365, or the primary difference is integrated with Office 365. So then what is a group OneDrive? Well, when an Office 365 group is created, which we went through in session 2, an additional OneDrive that doesn't belong to a person is created. And it's created for that group. It's separate from the student's OneDrive, but it works basically the same. All members of the group automatically have access to upload and access, share, edit, delete documents and files from that shared OneDrive. And again, it works very similar to the OneDrive that belongs that each student has. So here's the interface again, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to my CIS 3900 Group 4, which is the group that, again, if you've not watched the other sessions, it's the group that I created whenever my project team for CIS 3900 was assigned. So I had 4 people in my group. We were called Group 4 by Dr. Perez-Mera, so I created CIS 3900 Group 4. And here is our OneDrive, right? The reason it went to OneDrive is because I was in my personal OneDrive. So here, if I were to go back to my inbox, and I were to click on the CIS 3900 Group 4, right? I'm going to go to the group's email box, their mailbox, the group mailbox. And so this is, so because I was in the OneDrive, my personal OneDrive, I went to the group OneDrive. So when you click on the group, generally what happens is whatever feature of Office 365, right, calendar, mail, whatever, that you're in, and you click on a group name, it takes you to the group version of whatever that is. So if you're here and you want to get to the group OneDrive, the easiest way to do that is click on the group. You're brought to the conversation, the shared mailbox, if you will, that we went over in a previous section, section 4, or session 4, that is. The easiest way to get to the group OneDrive from there is just click Files, and you're going to see it's going to take me to exactly the same place in a new tab. I only need one of those tabs, so we'll just use this one. So here are the group files that were created by me and the other members of my team. So here's some that were created by Laura. Here's some that were created by Francis. Here's some of them in here were created by Anthony. So basically, you know, these are files that my project team created as a part of doing our project. So we're going to go into detail about how to use this OneDrive much more throughout the next this session and 4 more. So for now, though, I wanted to make sure that you are able to log on to Office 365 and get to the group OneDrive. So that was sort of a short demonstration. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is upload a file to the OneDrive, right? So the easiest way to do that is once you get to this interface, there's an upload menu right here, right? So upload files, and then it will basically launch a dialog to look at all the files on your computer. So we'll just go find a random file on my computer. So here's PDF file called Bill Pritchett Transition Plan, and if I click that and click open, you'll see over here on the right that it's uploading. So it uploaded one document, and there it is right there, Bill Pritchett Transition Plan.pdf. So when I open that, all of the members of my project team then can see this file. In other words, if they were to navigate on their computer or their mobile device to the group OneDrive, they would be able to see this file and download it and things like that, right? So if I select the file, I get options up here to download, or get a link, and do a bunch of other things, which we're going to cover in some future sessions. For now, though, what I wanted you to what I wanted to get out of this session is really just that. How do I get to the group OneDrive? How's that different from my personal OneDrive here, right? So here, just one more time, here's my personal student OneDrive, right? There it is. It has this one document in it. And here's the group OneDrive. I know that because, it's here instead of just, this interface, which is just, me here in the top right-hand corner. This shows that it's CIS 3900 group 4, then it's a private group, and, here's all the files and everything. It shows the members, all the standard kinds of things we've been talking about. And then the other thing I wanted you to understand is, how you can get files to upload to OneDrive. There's also, you can, on a PC running a modern operating system like Windows 10, I believe it works in Windows 7 as well, I'm not sure, but you can actually even drag and drop files into here and see that. There's a lot more features and functions to cover with the group OneDrive, and we will pick up in the next sessions talking about those. For now, I wanted to leave you with this slide. So the next that talks about the additional features and that sort of thing. And the last thing here I did want to cover off is be able to see the file. So by default, OneDrive for Business knows about a number of file types. So you can see it gives icons to the files and types it knows about. So it knows about all the Office documents, Word, Visio, Excel, so on and so forth. But it also knows about PDFs and a few other type of files. It knows, here's a project file. So it knows about Microsoft files and other popular file types, PDFs, GIFs, JPEGs, Adobe files, different kinds of things, right? And so the other interesting thing about all that is if OneDrive for Business and Office 365 in general know about the file type, then simply clicking on the file will launch a web viewer for that file. So here is the PDF viewer, right? So I'm looking at the file. So I don't have to download the file. I don't have to have a PDF viewer. I don't have to do any of that stuff. Directly from the interface here, I can just look through the file. So I just moved to the next file in the list, right, which is this Word file. So you can see it's launching in a Word viewer online. So basically, the point is I'm able to see these files and take a look at them just by clicking on their name. So let's look at one more just to see what that looks like. So this is a Visio file. It's a use case diagram, I believe. Yeah, there we go, right? So here's looking at a Visio file. And again, we'll go into much more detail about all of that in future sessions. So hopefully here in this session that you've learned how to access and use the group OneDrive. You've learned how to upload files to store them, and you've learned how to access them, and you've learned that by default they're shared among all of the group members. So your project team members will be able to see all the files that anyone from the team uploads or creates in the OneDrive. So in the next session, which will be session 8, we'll go into more detail and continue on there for several more sessions.